Hi, it's Danielle and my colleague Laura from Water Superstore. Today is our educational series number 5 on clean drinking water. So today we're going to be discussing specifically municipal water. That's, for those of you who don't know, city living. Open up the tap and you have access to clean drinking water. So today we're going to discuss the chemicals in your tap water and how to remove them. Okay, so got my little notes here. We are exposed to toxic chemicals, our food, our air, the products we use, and in our water as well. And sometimes we just can't get away from them, and we know that. We live in an industrial area of the world here. But in regards to water specifically, we can actually eliminate 98% of all toxic chemicals from our water, and up to 50% of toxic chemicals from our bathing and showering.
There are over 20,000 chemicals that we're exposed to in our environment and potentially in our drinking water. So where do these chemicals come from? Runoff from industry, which we have a lot in this area, pesticides, herbicides, all kinds of different places it comes from, runoff from textile industries. So what do we test for in Ontario, and what chemicals are present? In Ontario, they set a maximum acceptable guideline for certain chemicals such as arsenic, barium, benzene, bromate, cyanide, that's a good one, chromium, lead, mercury, fluoride. There's a slew of them. I think there's probably over 150 chemicals on this list that we do test for.
There's some I can't even pronounce.
There's some we can't pronounce, so we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
They set a maximum acceptable guideline. However, many of them have a public health goal guideline that is lower than we can actually achieve. So what they're saying is long-term exposure to these chemicals should be 0. Totally impossible to get to in our traditional municipal distribution system. Completely understandable. So I'm going to give you one example. So let's say arsenic. So arsenic has a maximum acceptable level of 0.025 milligrams per liter. The public health goal is 0. The long-term exposure to arsenic in drinking water can lead to skin damage, problems with your circulatory system, and increased risk of cancer. The main categories for testing chemicals are disinfectant chemicals, inorganic chemicals, organic chemicals, disinfected byproducts such as trihalmethylanes and trichloroethylenes, which means chlorine reacts with organic material in the water and produces other chemicals, microorganisms, and radionuclides, which is basically radioactivity in the drinking water. So 150 possible chemicals that are tested for, however 20,000 that we could be exposed to in our drinking water. So the best thing to do is be informed and remove those chemicals from your water.
Okay, so a couple of things I've come across during my research. This one is from Canada.ca. So it talks about chemical and radiological quality guidelines. It says chemical and radiological substances may be found in your drinking water supplies, but these are generally only concerned if they're present above the guidelines and the levels that you're exposed to over a period of years. So what we can see now is we have 2 different sets of guidelines. We have what we really want as set out by public health, and then we have what's actually allowed. And then it goes on to say that new science is showing that exposure to some chemical contaminants above these guidelines are a concern in the short term as well. So even Canada is telling us whether it's short term, whether it's long term, they're chemicals and we're being exposed to it and it's not good for us. So let's remove them. The simplest way, put a reverse osmosis system in your house, which is what I've done, or come into our store and fill up a bottle with reverse osmosis. It's 98% pure water. If you want to get some minerals back into that water, we have a way of doing that as well. People refer to it as alkaline or remineralized water. So we've got the best of both worlds. The most important part is removing the chemicals to begin with, okay? Okay. So what I really want to say is we're blessed to be here in Canada where they're going to take a certain amount of control over what they can do on a municipal scale. And that's treating bacteria with chlorination. But what we want to do is go from good to great. And what we're here to tell you is it's really easy to do that. I've been drinking pure water for 21 years and I would never turn back. So it's really up to you. It's what's your acceptable limit for your family. For me, it's 0. It's when I drink water, I just want to drink water. I don't want to know that there could be up to 20,000 chemicals. And when we did our research here, what kept showing up for me and what I kept seeing was liver, reproductive issues, cancer. Liver, reproductive issues, cancer. So when I look at these chemicals, they follow the same pattern of how they're going to affect us long term. Water is essential to life. It is something you drink every day, and you are going to be exposed long term if you continue down that path. So let's do better. So don't wait for the health crisis. Get informed, reduce your exposure to these chemicals, and share what you know by sharing this video today. Danielle and Laura, Water Superstore.
And if you have any questions at all, we're here to help. You can give us a call, you can stop by our store, you can send some comments in the link below.
Yeah, shoot us an email. We're here for you.